Hey, what's up? This is Daniel, aka Daniela. I want to make this video to address some of the comments in the bottom of my video because I've noticed that there's grown men who are deep in their emotions, and the shit is sad, really, to tell the truth. Because some of these brothers are Akim, some of them are part of Yashala. You know what I'm saying? Um, they definitely couldn't be part of Mashra Yashala, which is the government of Yashala, because they're too emotional. Too emotional. And that's one thing that I've noticed in the years of being an Israelite. Well, being in the knowledge of knowing my true history, my people, uh, and the Most High, that there are brothers who are in the truth, but they're very emotional, very immature, uh, and very egotistical. Now, I'm not saying that any of these brothers down here are any of those, but I see traits, in some of these brothers' comments. Um, I'm not saying that they are, because I'm not going to bear false witness against them like they did me. For example, this one brother right here, Lion of New Jerusalem, he said, "You soft shoe in Hebrew." So now this brother is up here calling me a soft. He's basically saying that I'm soft shoeing, being a Hebrew. What is being a Hebrew? What is being a Hebrew Israelite? Because you cannot be a Hebrew Israelite and then soft shoe being it. Do I have to act a certain way to be a Hebrew Israelite? Do I have to see eye to eye with you on being a Hebrew Israelite? No. Because we know it's a nationality, and we know that it's in our genetics to be a Hebrew Israelite. Hell, there's fucking Hebrew Israelites. There's millions of Hebrew Israelites out here who don't even acknowledge and don't even know who they are. But still at the same time, they're Hebrew Israelites. So what the fuck are you talking about, Ak? If you want to be real, what the hell are you talking about? I swear, I don't know. I don't know what to say about, brothers like this. But they get so in their emotions, and up here bearing false witness against me. Come on, we know how the Most High feels about that. You're not supposed to be bearing false witness against anyone. We know that's against the commandments of the Most High. So, hey, you gotta chill out with that. I addressed it in the comment, but I'm still gonna respond to it in this video. Chill out. You don't know me like that. Then, got dude down here saying that I'm simping and shit like that just because I have compassion. See, most people are pissed off right now because I'm showing compassion towards Cynthia G. That's the type of person that I am. Now, the reason why I'm showing her compassion is because I don't believe that she's a terrible person. Personally, I don't believe that she is intentionally out here wrecking shit. Like Sarah. Sarah, for example. The reason why I'm not showing compassion towards her is because she knows what the fuck she's doing. She's out here scheming, plotting. This is why after she got fired from Tariq Nasheed, she did what she did, hashtagging, making Cynthia G's name trend with her situation. She knew what she was doing. She wanted to get Cynthia G involved. And now I think she did an interview with Tommy Sotomayor and all this other dumb shit. So this is why I don't have compassion for her. But with Cynthia, I don't think that she's a terrible person. Y'all can't wrong me for that shit. You can't try to make me feel bad for it because I don't feel bad about it. I'm a motherfucking man. I'm a man of Yahweh. I'm a man of Yashala, who I don't have ego and pride in the sense that, I don't have ego. I don't have pride. I'm confident in what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to let some guys, just because they're in their emotions, because a lot of these brothers, especially notice with some of these brothers, they act like GMS, basically. Saying that all black women are bad. They have this woman hate mentality about them, and it's real sick because we can't move as a body of people. I'm talking about Yashala. We can't move as a body of people without our women. We can't move as a body of people without our men, even though that belief is not out there. But some brothers say we can move on without our women. You know what I'm saying? We cannot do that shit. So, brothers out here, they're mad because I'm showing compassion towards our sister. Now, I know that Cynthia G, how she feels about Hebrew Israelites and shit like that. I know how she feels about that. But we know that Yahweh Shai showed compassion towards people who didn't deserve the shit. You know what I'm saying? And we know that, King Solomon, he wrote a book on that there's a time for war, there's a time for peace, there's a time for everything. There's a time for everything. And I know that when it gets down to the nitty gritty, I'm going to have to show less and less compassion, but we're not on that time right now. Because if we can change people, if we can convert people, to the truth, then why not do it when we have the chance? But see, that's not even the case. I'm not trying to convert her or anything like that. I shook the dust off of that shit a while ago. Especially when she was slandering Hebrew Israelites. I made a video responding to that. If you brothers went and looked, now I know that all the people who respond there are not Hebrew Israelites, whatever. I don't know if the black cherubim, I don't know if he's a Hebrew Israelite. I know that that's he could be, because that's a type of angel. A guardian angel, basically. Well, not a guardian angel, but an angel that guards things. I don't know if he could be a Hebrew Israelite. I don't know. In the sense of knowing who he is, because of course if he's African American, it's a good chance that he is a Hebrew Israelite. But anyways, I'm gonna read his comment. He says, Cynthia G doesn't like black men and never have, so save the feel sorry for Cynthia G shit. Hey, I feel bad for her because I have compassion for my people, period. You know what I'm saying? I have, the same type of compassion when, I cannot think of his name, Dr. Umar Johnson, when he fell from a lot of people's grace. You know what I'm saying? I felt bad for him because I believe he was put in a position that, he didn't necessarily ask for, and then he kind of went along with it and started to really believe in himself and becoming this, egotistical person when he fucked up. I felt bad for him. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of person I've been. Always been that way. Always been a compassionate person. And it doesn't make me a simp for that. You know what I'm saying? Simping is when the niggas out here completely kissing ass because he wants a pussy. I don't want no pussy for Cynthia G. I said that she's a beautiful woman, but that doesn't mean I want to fuck her. I say that about most of her sisters because there's a lot of beautiful sisters out here. I ain't simping for pussy. I never have, never will. But niggas, it's funny because brothers out here, they use these terms so loosely that these words start to lose meaning, like cooning, bedwenching, simping, and all this shit. Y'all brothers, man, y'all use it so much for so many different things that, these words really lose their context. And it is sad. I mean, it really is. You brothers out here just throwing these words around like crazy. Anyone who don't agree with you, a coon. Like, come on, really? Anyone who doesn't agree with you, a simp. Come on. Come on, man. Come on, y'all acting simple out here, man. And I'm really, more than anything, I'm really disappointed in the Hebrew Israelite brothers, man, because, we know that there's sisters out there who are fucked up, but we know that I don't know if you ever had this experience before, but we have sisters out there who been in the world, cooning it up and everything, but then they came around, or they converted, and they became righteous fucking women. You know what I'm saying? The soft shoeing, bro, you bearing false witness, man. Like, really. Sakari, good example right here. These brothers are a good example of how a lot of us should behave, because in a lot of the videos they show compassion. Yeah, they're hard, and we know that we're supposed to be out here speaking with a loud, rough voice, not using smooth words and stuff like that, but there's a time where you gotta, you can use compassion. And there's other camps out there too. But see, this whole soft shoeing, just because he called me a soft shoeing Hebrew Israelite, just because we don't see eye to eye on everything. That's okay. We don't have to see eye to eye on everything. But that's the problem with a lot of these camps out here. They clash against each other over small matters, over these small doctrines that really doesn't decide their faith. They have their faith in the same foundation, which is the Most High, Yahweh Shai, and keeping the laws and the commandments of the Most High, and knowing their identity. Same foundations. But they go to war with each other over these small discrepancies. Just because they can't see eye to eye on these small discrepancies. And it's funny because a lot of these older camps, they were with each other. A lot of them were part of the same camps at the same time. But over these small doctrines. Reincarnation. Is it real? Oh, brother, it's not real. Nah, the Most High ain't with you. What? That type of shit, the ego, it really is the ego. We got to get rid of that as a people. That whole ego shit, man. This whole fucking God complex, like I said in the last video, we got to get rid of that shit, man, because we like to put people up and see people as the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And, when another brother can't see eye to eye with you, oh, the Most High is not with you, or you soft shoeing and all this name calling, bearing false witness, because that's really what it is. He's bearing false witness on my character saying that shit. And he doesn't even know me. Now, if he saw me out here tap dancing and doing all this Cooney shit, simping and all that, now he can call me that. You know what I'm saying? But the Akim that I surround myself with, I don't want to call it a camp, because I don't know. I don't really know what a definition of a camp would be. I know what the idea of what a camp is. And in a sense, here where I live, the brothers that I'm with, it's about, how many of us is there? There's like about 12 to 15 of us, and that's just the men. Of course, there's a bunch of children and their sisters too, women. So I don't know. I mean, at one time we were a camp, but we don't consider ourselves a camp because we're not about division. We're not about division because I believe the whole camp thing is all about division. It really is. It really is. And I listen to all the brothers out there. IUIC. I listen to. I'm so bad with remembering shit. IUIC, of course, Sakari. I really don't listen to GMS all like that anymore. What is that? One Body. What's another one? It's a few camps out of New York that I listen to. Of course, the Brothers Zabak. I can't think of the name of his camp. We Got Next. I don't think that's the name of his camp. Excuse me. I don't think that's the name of his camp. I just think that's like a slogan that they push. We Got Next. But I listen to them brothers. I listen to my elder, who's down in Mexico right now. He's in Mexico building right now. I listen to his videos, but he's part of here in Ohio. But he's actually from New York. He's been in those camps out there. Actually, two of my elders, Nathaniel and Parazah. What else? I'm trying to remember the brothers. Why can't I think of the name of the camp? I can't even think of his name right now. But the brother in New York who be talking to Sinetta and be debating them. Not Sakari, but the brothers that's actually in New York. He's a big brother too, man. He was about to whoop in one of his videos. He was about to whoop what is the dude's name? Fucking. Now, if you want to talk about simp, and this brother's a simp. He shows it in all his videos and in his daily life, when he's out here doing shit and his lectures, all this stuff. I can't think of the dude's name. Whatever, just forget it. But yeah, call me a simp. Come on now. Simps, they don't make video critiquing black women behavior. Go through my videos. like I said in this video and in my previous videos, because this is the thing. Brothers are so emotional. They see my title. They already have prejudgment. They they go down and watch the video. Maybe not even the whole thing, but they watch the video and then they get emotional. They think I'm simping, but then they don't even see my previous videos where I'm talking about black women, the way they behave. See, the thing is that I try to be a fair person. I try to be balanced because this is how the Most High wants us to be. I'm not saying how I am, but He wants us to be balanced in all things. You know, especially with our judgment. And what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. And people don't like that. People don't like that shit. And when I talk about things, if you look at the content of my video, I try to be balanced. I get on black women, I get on black men, I get on black people in general. You know, so you can't sit here and say that I'm simping, because if you go and look at my previous videos, you see I get on black women. You know, that's what people, it's funny because it's like, that's what people want to hear. They want to hear, they get off on that, I'm not going to say negative energy, but they get off on that type of energy. You know, I understand. I know how that feels, because I was like that at one time, you know, where maybe I was frustrated on certain things. Not saying frustrated with women, but frustrated on certain subjects. You know, and I would feel a type of way, and if I watched some videos that reaffirmed my beliefs, it made you feel good, and when you didn't hear those type of videos, you hear people saying the opposite. It didn't make you feel good, it made you angry, and all this shit. I know that. I know how it feels. But you gotta get past that, man. You know, you really have to think things through and stop being so damn emotional, because there's a lot of dudes out here who are so emotional. You know, and then they want to come on there and bash people and, you know, do name calling, bearing false witness and all this crap. And there's a reason why I keep saying bearing false witness, because he's bearing false witness on me. You know, saying that I'm a self-showing Hebrew Israelite when he don't even know how I function in life. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do that. And there's a reason why I'm saying it, because that is a sin. You know, to bear false witness. And yeah, we sin every day. I'm not saying that, you know, you're gonna receive damnation. Nothing like that. No, I'm just saying, chill out. I ain't got nothing but love for you, for real. This is why I'm not, you know, saying anything hatred, because other people, they get in their emotions, man. Like, they really do. They really get in their emotions about shit. And yeah, you know, I am a little offended by it and a little hurt by it. You know, that I would come through and say some shit like that. But it's never gonna make me go out here and cry and break me and all that shit. Hell no. You know, a lot of people don't like to admit their emotions and shit like that. You know, but yeah, you know, it hurts a little bit. You know that, you know, I would say some shit like that. But hey, I'm a man. I'm gonna move on past it, and you know, it is what it is. It's been said. But anyways, moving on. And they keep saying, why do you feel bad for a feminist? Everybody keep calling her a feminist. Now, this is how I feel. Now, I said this in a video, that her talking points at times are that from a feminist standpoint. And yes, I do believe that she does have some type of feminist perception and ideas and shit like that, in a sense. See, I think the thing is that a lot of black women have been kind of inducted into this whole feminism idea. I'm not gonna say all, but I would say some black women have been inducted into this without really thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like these views against men and women. You know, the relationship between men and women in this society and shit. Now, I'm not gonna say that Cynthia G is a feminist, because I've never seen a video where she said that she's a feminist. Maybe y'all have, but I surely didn't. And most people, when I look at her videos, they call her a feminist just based off from what she says in her videos. Like when she talks bad about black men, calling black men beta males, to these people out here, she's a feminist. You know what I'm saying? That's completely, you know, stupid, because some of these people are the same people who watch Tommy Sotomayor and would never call him when it was a joke, the running joke, a maninist or some shit like that. I think that's who they call it, which is supposed to be the male version of a feminist. I think it's called maninist or some shit like that. But it's a running joke because they're basically making fun of feminists. Um, but yeah, they would never say that about Tommy Sotomayor and you know uh, other brothers out here who make videos talking about talking about women. I kind of lost my train of thought because I was looking at my other video right there. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I show compassion towards my people. I mean, because if you look at the video, a previous video I did, and I was addressing Cynthia G, the first thing I did in that video was shout out, rest in peace to Sister Baya, who was a sister down there at IUIC, I think North Carolina or South Carolina. I can't remember which one. I never met the woman, but for her being our sister, I gave her a shout out. I wanted to show respect to her and her family. Um, and this is a sister I never met before. So that's the type of person I am. Period. I'm the type of person who would help. Um, who will help a person who's less fortunate, even when some people say that they don't deserve it. I had one of my brothers, one of my ak, who I actually work with. He was telling me that drunk people, beggars and stuff like that, he doesn't like giving them money and stuff like that because they run off and buy drinks and and spending on shit that he doesn't agree with. And I was like, bruh, Ak, let me show you something. And I opened up the book. I opened up, the Bible. I can't remember exactly where it is at the moment because my memory is just always bad. But I showed him the scripture where, it says that a drunkard, I'm going to pull it up for you guys real quick. All right, I'm back, yeah. So it's Proverbs 31, verse 6. I had to go to my notes because some of this stuff doesn't rarely come to my mind just because I'm just a very forgetful person at times. But anyways, so Proverbs 31 verse 6, I had to show him this because he's like, I don't do that. I don't show, I don't show compassion towards, beggars and drunks and stuff like that because they're going spending on, beer and stuff like that. And I was like, wait, you gotta hold up. Because when you go and look at the word, when you go to Proverbs, it shows you that you're supposed to have some type of compassion on them. Who cares if he's going to spend it on drinks? Because, the Most High basically condones this type of behavior because these people are going through it, and that wine helps them forget the pain that they're in, basically. So anyways, Proverbs 31 verse 6. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish. That's basically all these beggars out here. And wine unto those that be of heavy heart. Salakia. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to read that again. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be heavy of heart. Let him drink and forget his poverty and remember his misery no more. So you're supposed to show compassion against, for Israel, period. And that's kind of the reason why I brought this up, because my ak, he didn't have compassion towards the less fortunate, brothers out here, because not all these brothers out here are out here because they want to be out there. Some of them are mentally ill. Some of them have spirits on them, you know what I'm saying? To where they're mentally ill. They're spiritually sick, you know what I'm saying? Some of these brothers are physically incapable of working. A lot of them are veterans that have either been injured in war, they've been, injured mentally or physically in war. Some of them are just plain lazy, but we can't make preconceived notions about them, you know what I'm saying? We can't bear false witness against them at all, you know what I'm saying? And I know that you can't be out here just believing anything people are saying. Of course, you have to judge the character. You have to have the spirit of discernment. That's one of the gifts that a lot of brothers try to work on and need to work on, is the spirit of discernment. And I try to work on that, myself, trying to build up these spiritual powers, that Yahweh Shai said that we're going to get, especially in these last days. So I try, what I'm saying? I try to understand people's point of views and stuff like that, but there's so many brothers out here who just don't give a fuck. They're just harsh. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like that, because look at Yahweh Shai. There was times where he was harsh, but there was times where he was very, very compassionate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, he gave his life for us. I mean, he gave his life for Yashala. So you can't say that's the ultimate compassion right there. Shit, we are stubborn people. Like the Most High said, we are stubborn. We are very stubborn people, period. And look what the Most High did for us. He gave us his son, and his son gave us his life, to save us, period. So that's the ultimate compassion right there. But yeah, Akim, Yashala. What else? What else is said about me? Yes, I don't know if she's a feminist. And I kind of like this brother's comment right here. He says she's not pro-black, and listen to this. Listen to this, brothers. I'm not saying that she is pro-black. I said it in a video. I don't really like using that term, but I believe that there. Now I'm gonna read his comment first. Then I'm gonna address it. He says, I need my glasses. I'm sure my glasses are downstairs. Oh no, actually they're right here. And see, I'm one of those people who only recently started wearing glasses, so I don't even have them with me all the time because I'm so used to walking around without them. I've only been wearing glasses for like the past year or two. But anyways, it says that she's not pro-black. She's just anti-white. A real pro-black is in a community doing work and trying to help out other black people to build financially, network, and obtain resources. I agree with that. Most of it, not 100% of it, because I also believe that you can put in work and build black people intellectually. Of course, you have to show them how to do things. You know what I'm saying? I believe that you can build people up spiritually, intellectually, and also physically. Like out here, teach them how to invest, building up communities. Like actually out here putting in physical work. I believe you can do it mentally and also physically and also at the same time. But you can do either or. But I would say that it's best to do both. To be out here in the community, really doing things. Teach them. Look at this shit right here. See, this is shit I'm talking about, man. This is the shit I'm talking about. I be talking about this in my videos. Like, I be scrolling down, and they always showing this fucking swirling shit, man. I just can't stand this shit, man. I just can't. But anyways. Yeah, and I can agree. She is anti-white. But so are a lot of pro-blacks. I'm a pro-black person. I build. I build. I don't only build, mentally with people, but I also build physically. Like I said, I work with children. And also, I talk to the children that I work with. I try to help out, especially with my camp. With my Akim. I try to build with them because they go out and they do things, and also when it comes to their families, they try to build up and they try to gather brothers in the community, and they go out and they do things, you know what I'm saying? That's some real building. Now, I don't do everything, of course, and, people are good at certain things. Some people have more means to do certain things that I don't have personally, but, anyways, moving past that, I totally believe in it. I totally agree with Oh man, I'm sorry guys. I'm congested right now. But he said, then again, so anyways, I'm gonna start down here. He says, basically, no, I'm just gonna start from up here. Where I left off at. Cynthia just talks about behavior of white people, and listening to her sounds almost as if she used Neely Fuller's and Dr. Frances Cress Welsing ideology. Those are not Cynthia's ideas. Then again, you can't be pro-black with hair and weave on your head. Being pro-black is also about loving yourself and your natural state. I said that at the end of the video. That's one of my questions that I do have for her, because I do believe if you truly love yourself as a black person, excuse me, if you truly love yourself as a black person, that you will fully represent yourself as a black person. I'm talking about natural everything. That's my belief. But anyways, I think I addressed these comments. The brother called me a soft shoe, and he was like, "Hell." Truthfully, I did get a giggle out of that. Because, I don't know why that happened, but I did get a giggle out of that, man. I thought it was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was pretty funny. And then I seen that the comment, it seemed like it was kind of a little embedded in emotion. But then dudes call me simps and shit like that. To tell the truth, this is the first time I've been called a simp, man. And, a lot of brothers, like I said before, a lot of brothers don't like when I make videos uplifting black women. I make videos uplifting black women, and then I make videos critiquing black women. And I do it also with men, but see, I don't do it with men because, I'm a man myself. Why would I make videos, necessarily uplifting black men? Now, I do, big up brothers, especially ones out here who are putting in work, taking care of their family. They believe, they know who they are, their identity. They know who the Most High is. Things like that. I do big that up, but it is what it is. I'm really over this. But anyways, Shalom, Kwam Yashala.